We are live.
Poor connection.
Yep.
Yeah, well, we are in Kentucky.
We're in the middle of nowhere.
I think we're still in Kentucky. Let's see if we get any better connection.
You never get out of Kentucky.
We're still trying to get out of Zaxby's. We haven't even gotten to Enwar yet. We're still in Zaxby's parking lot, somewhere near Lexington.
Zaxby's is the Buddha of Journey to the West.
Yeah.
Hi,
Get out
Ryan.
of his hand.
And Pete Fuzzy Pete. So this is the SCNC post-End War 2017 after action report briefing thing. And basically we're going to talk a little bit about how the event went for us, what we liked, what we didn't like, how we would rate the event. And yeah, you know, I was not at MVZ last year. Most of these guys were, so they'll be having a lot of comparisons. Ooh, Swag Mambas, tell me I'm late.
Just like some mission.
Wow. Okay. Well, we're gonna start with there. So anyway, we are currently on the road in the party bus,
Party bus.
and we have picked up Vicky back there for the ride home. We're very glad she's joining us. Draculina. Sorry.
Oh, it's out there now. Too late.
I mean, it's been out there.
Right. No.
Oops.
Nobody heard that.
Nope. Anyway.
Wiki? The Wikipedia?
Yeah, Wiki. I wikied Draculina. Wow, that guy's got a convertible.
We make
Probably got a
such
big
battle,
dick, too.
boo.
Yep, make test battles here. It was really fun seeing those of you who were there. That was cool. So anyway, we are on the way back. We've been on the road for several hours now. We've all taken our naps and whatever. Jesse, thankfully, stayed awake and is driving the van onward. Yep, shout out to Jesse for there. So, anyway, on the way back. Now, we had a really interesting situation where 3 of us made it to the final stand, and 3 of us turned zombie before the end of the first day. So it got really interesting logistically because we've been in one van. What's up, SCNC? Is Namne going to happen?
Yes.
There you go. Namne is going to happen. Well, it was cool seeing Ryan and tagging him. Yeah, at the final stand. That was nice. That was very nice. But anyway, where was I? Right.
Half zombie, half human.
Half zombie, half human. So that means Jackie,
Hi.
Mrs. FTL,
We're Jackie.
Aiden, Little FTL, and myself ate it in mission 3, which was a night mission. And that leaves Daniel and Chicken and Jesse, who stayed on to the last stand. And of course, Ray was our mod contribution from the SCNC. He did an exceptional job, and we are super proud of him. Where is Namne going to happen?
Probably Fayetteville again, McCurry Park.
Yep.
Let's leave the nominate questions for when I post the event, please.
Thanks. So, my voice is pretty shot because I spent the entire day Sunday as a zombie screaming like a crazy person. So, anyway, there's Daniel. I gotta keep getting you in frame.
Did I get a question I can't see?
No, I'm sorry. I
That's
didn't
fine.
have you in frame. So here we all are. Yeah, dude, you make us all better.
Oh, thank you.
I heard you
I
were
know.
terrifying. I was screaming a lot. I ran. I jumped. I flew through bushes.
I would
And-
agree that he was terrifying. Yep.
It was a lot of fun being a zombie.
A very tall German's very terrifying.
Very tall, angry, aggressive.
That was
Did you
what.
scream in German?
I did.
No, I didn't hear it.
We didn't go to NVZ. If we had, we would have doubled the attendance of NVZ. So we went to HvZ End War. And it was great.
I will say, being a zombie, I made it to the final mission, toot toot, but so I did not get to be a zombie, which was unfortunate. I really wanted to, and so Steven got to be the zombie I wanted to be. Hella sneaky, it's terrifying. It's like in one of our first missions, there were like
Hedgerows.
trash cans,
Oh yeah.
and I would have hidden them. He would have hidden them. Drac was, Drac.
Drac was killing people in parking lots.
Yeah. Any weather? Oh, that's a story to tell. Any weather complications
Yes.
on the way there?
Well, and Friday night was Mission 0, which was an optional event. So I went and Michael from the SCNC went. And it was just a night mission. It was meant to kill the humans as fast as possible, but tags didn't count. At midnight, it all reset. So it was pouring buckets. It was dark. We were running. I slid down a hill and split my pants in half.
He did.
Like from front button to butthole was just split in half on my pants. But I ran the rest of the mission, jumping and sliding and climbing, and it was really refreshing in a way, you know. But yeah, so other than that, the weather could not have been better Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah, the rain brought us here. It was sunny, gorgeous all Saturday and Sunday, and at the very, very end of the final mission, it started drizzling. It was so poetic.
Chicken, did you stick to springers the whole time?
John Martin, yes, I did. I used an Elite Alpha Trooper and a little sidearm pistol that I never actually used. So yes, would not recommend my ET. I need to fix it so it doesn't jam.
I think Daniel was the only person who consistently pulled a sidearm. I never pulled one.
Yeah, I had to. Bad darts.
Bad darts.
Bad darts.
Not a fan of waffles.
But yeah, that was.
My waffles did great.
Yeah.
Same.
Front loaders, baby.
Who here is in the SCNC? Oh, is it in the chat? I don't know, man.
I don't. In the chat, there's no. Drew Mears was there. And everything, but So yeah, the SCNC did really great this year. We'll get to what the SCNC accomplished and what we're bringing home at the end of this. But in the meantime, we still want to get a little bit more feedback on like how everybody enjoyed it. So I would like to start with chicken.
Okay, so first things first, Lord. I gotta answer the question real quick. So Crosswell off truth, that was awesome. We're talk to you. Thank you so much, dude. I didn't know you were there. I was introducing myself to people all the time, all days, and I wish maybe next time come up to me and I'm not terribly unfriendly.
He's the flying chicken, not the biting chicken.
Yeah.
Chicken don't have teeth.
So yeah. So at the very end of the at the very end of, I'll just peck you, man. At the
With the peck.
At the very end of the event, Drac gave a few lovely speeches at the event. At the very end of it, he asked for honest ratings. Like, he said that people only leave ratings if they're like a 10 out of 10 or a 0 out of 10 because they love to express why. And he didn't want that. He wanted to say, if it's a 3 out of 10, tell me why. If it's a 7 out of 10, tell me why. I guess, and we talked a little bit about it before this, and I will start, I guess. Whatever things that I say will be recurring themes throughout this, probably. I overall rate it 7 out of 10. I'll rate it 7 out of 10. Just like, it's great. The vendors seem to enjoy it, the attendees seem to enjoy it. There's a lot of attractions.
Yes.
I can't have a favorite, and also just meeting people and socializing. FoamCon was an organization. I can't say enough good things about FoamCon. Anyone else? Any input on FoamCon?
It was
Awesome.
It was solid. Got
It was
to meet
great.
a lot of people that, you know, I've only been in this community for a year, so getting to meet all these people in person and look at all the cool stuff. I mean, like, Project FTL that we were there with was great, and like 3D Print Solid had what looked like, judging by the size of it, probably like 1,500 hours of print time invested in what he had on his table. It was insane.
I'm so bummed I didn't get over there.
It was insane what he brought, and you know, it was great. They had, you didn't want to stand in the middle because everybody was testing blasters and just shooting them into the middle of the room. I mean, not shooting blasters anywhere in FoamCon.
It didn't happen at all.
Nope. FoamCon was a blast. Tons of people and tons of stuff to buy. Absolutely. There was some really great merch that, you know, it was really great rocking, like FDL shirts and backpacks and, you know, hooligan glasses and end war patches, bandanas. It was pretty cool.
Anyone else? FoamCon?
I spent way too much money.
What'd you buy, Ray?
I bought a lot of stuff.
Okay, that's okay.
That's funny.
I wish
Alright.
I spent a lot more money at FoamCon.
You wish you did?
Yeah.
All right. So, Chicken, why did you give it a 7 out of 10?
I'll tell you. So, okay. So, for those of you that haven't seen any videos yet, if there are any out there, the theme of the whole event was Monty Python and the Holy Grail. It was voted upon by all the attendees. And I thought the admin teams did a great job of executing it. They had a lot of mission ideas that tied into the theme. The mission briefings featured a skit at the beginning. While it could have been better acted or spoken, I thought it was hilarious, cheesy in the best way possible. A minus A efforts, or A for efforts in terms of keeping to the theme. I love the theme. The what else did I like? Campus was great. Drawing a blank here. What am I supposed to talk about?
Well, all
I
right.
get
Well,
to a
what?
7.
Where did you get the 3 points?
Oh, where I get the 3 points. So the biggest drawbacks, and I think we're all gonna Grad had a red black crossbow with a launch front gun, had 2 sword fires and a Titan. I don't remember. I'm sorry. There were a lot of people.
So the question for Ray, we'll get to that in just a second.
Okay, so the reason I gave it a 7 out of 10 is for reasons that a lot of us will probably mention, or you may hear a lot, is the fact that there was a lot of game pauses due to confusion. There was some communication mishaps.
Compared to the event last year, I don't think that there was that many game pauses, to be honest.
There were lots of short ones.
Yeah, there's like a short one. There were
Lots of short pauses. Oh, keep in mind this event was for 400 people. Tons of people showed up, and all things considered, it wasn't bad at all.
Yeah.
By any means. But so I guess communication. There were a lot of missions. There are a few missions that didn't go over well because we weren't clear on objectives, or they weren't set up, or just things like that. And mission 3 was a night mission. It turned to night as we were going.
It wasn't built to be a night mission. It was built to be an afternoon dusk mission, but because it got an hour and a half start late, it was pitch black, and I don't think that was actually built into it.
Yeah, and so most of us accidentally went up a staircase instead of following a set path, and I think almost every situation that we talk about, specific situation, is neither majorly a mod's fault or majorly a player's fault. I think there's fault on both sides, and that's fair. It's never great to place the blame on one individual thing.
Yeah.
Unless you know that that's the problem, we can fix it. But overall, everything negative, I would say negative, anything that detracted from my score can be improved upon.
Yeah.
Which I think is one of the better things.
And I definitely think the admin staff has the capability of improving it. They seem very receptive to that. Just gotta tighten it in.
It was I know maybe the mods didn't feel appreciated, which is a shame because I know how I can't imagine how much work they put into it. According to what Waves told me. Hey Bernard.
Hey Bernard.
And overall, I think the admin team has learned a lot from this. I think we all have. I think some people are dicks.
Yep.
You're a German sausage. You're not a dick.
All right, Daniel. What about you?
Let's see. Come to N-War. N-War was great. The mods did a fantastic job. I give it a 8 out of 10. To improve it, let's see. The acting, I think the acting could have been a little bit better. The acting, I mean, it was okay.
Arthur was great.
The princess was amazing. Shout out to the princess.
Shout out to Mission 1, Fierce Princess.
Fierce.
I mean, whoever the French guy was, he didn't really sell me.
I don't know. He was kind of a major dick, which was really in with the character.
Yeah, I mean, he just really didn't sell me. I mean, I didn't think he was actually French. The princess, you could tell that she was a princess. Okay.
She had a little hair. She had a little hair on her face, but don't we all?
Yes. Let's see. The stops. I mean, compared to the event that last year, I mean, I agree. With Chicken, there were stops. But you're learning. It's the first N-War. I thought it was amazing. Come, please come.
Z Town here in Oz has bad acting too. I think it's just a theme. I mean, it's Monty Python. Can you really have good acting, Monty Python?
Are we just supposed to have good acting?
I know, isn't that kind of against the theme? We're just gonna.
By the way, the acting was great. I'm just kidding, okay? The acting was great.
Cool. Aiden.
I'd probably have to give it an 8 out of 10 because the acting was okay. You just ragging on the acting. I mean, the mods were great, especially
The
Ray.
mods should be better actors.
Especially Ray.
But I loved the intense moments, especially that alleyway. That was intense. But I feel like there were a large amount of stops, too many of them, and a few of the missions just weren't very organized. But otherwise, it was pretty much great. It was fun.
Wait, hold on.
Can we preface the world that Aiden is the best 12-year-old nerfer in the world?
Yeah.
Aiden is the best.
Seriously, Aiden is there's a short list of 2 or 3 guys under the age of 16 that I would happily nerf with. And Aiden is the only one in his age range by 3 years. And then Jason Ware from Texas,
Yeah.
he's 15.
Shout out to
He
Jason.
was solid.
Oh, yeah.
He ran with Snack Squad for the dossier hunt and for mission 3 and was great. I know he survived longer than I did. And yeah, so I mean, I can't even think of a third one right now. Somebody in the SCNC is gonna be like, "What about me?" Okay, we'll address that one later. But like, battle tested those two guys. Yeah, I'll take Aiden any day.
Actually, I'm going to take back my previous score. I give it a 9 out of 10 because I made it to the end. I mean, what was the problem, guys? What was the problem?
I made it to the end too.
I was at the final stand.
I was
mean,
too.
there's no gameplay issues. I'm sorry, it was perfect.
Ray, would you like to have your input?
Sure.
Tech squad.
Hey guys, this is Ray Divine, aka Rating, aka Spectre1, aka I'm totally blocking this camera.
Yep.
I also go by the Enforcer on Tac Squad and apparently on the mod team now.
Yeah. Put it down, Ray.
Obviously, my perspective is a little different as a mod. I'm not going to give it a score, but for those of you that want to learn a little bit thing about me, I'm going to give you an analogy. If HvZ last year was Gen 1, red, blue, yellow, this year was gold and silver, right? We made massive leaps, great improvement.
Bicycle.
Right? Like, it was a massive jump in quality, in my opinion. I loved everyone on the mod team. It was a blast working with them. I learned a ton. And it wasn't perfect. And I don't think it ever is going to be perfect. And that's okay, because that means it's always going to get better. And that will be my goal for next year. Better and better and better.
Jacquelina? Nope. Not about it.
Did Jesse want to talk about anything?
He's driving.
Yeah.
He's gonna talk about driving.
Talk about the road, Jesse.
You can point it at the back of my head.
All right. Let's see. I'm gonna scroll up real quick. The delays. Drew, TK recorded from the zombie side. I did. I was a zombie on the last day, and I got lots of zombie footage. Daniel said, "Oh, I made it to the final stand." So did I. I just was wearing my bandana in a different place. It's
Whatever.
2017.
We
Okay.
don't discriminate based on if you're dead or not.
TK, they targeted all of us with the FDL2. I will agree with that. We figured it out pretty quick. I know I targeted FDL2s, but honestly, with the Nemesis out there with some really great stripes, with all sorts of rapid strikes, and with chicken pump gripping that elite alpha trooper, and you would think there was a flywheel in there, it was a pretty fair one up. Pete Fuzzy Pete. Hey, Daniel is a beast. Just saying. Agreed. I apologize for the diss earlier. Sorry, bud.
Don't apologize. You can take it.
Did anyone have to go to the hospital? There were some reported injuries. There were a few people who had to go to the hospital. I'm not going to comment on that right now. Did anyone record the missions? Absolutely.
Everyone
However, I recorded like 22 hours of footage. It's going to take me some time to edit, and it's not going to be on my phone. Bernard, do the members of the mod team get to play as humans at some point?
All mod team members were offered the chance to play in a minimum of one mission. We originally planned a mod final stand, which I really want to make sure happens next year. So yeah, if you wanted to play, you got at least one mission. I got mission 4, and I was a baller, just saying. Mod final stand got skipped for the sake of players, and I am okay with making that happen. However, there will be footage of a little final stand, and I might be in it doing my thing.
Totally. Make test battle. Who is the best zombie? They actually had an award ceremony where they crowned the best zombie. We'll go over that at the end when we cover the awards. Well, one last year and again this year. Damn. Randy Karras. Jason Ware rocked my FTL in the final stand. That's right, I did see that.
Yeah,
He definitely.
We had 3 FDLs.
There were 3 FTLs in the final stand. That comes from FTL himself. Nick, I need to ask, why don't you have more subs? It's a relatively new channel, man, and it grows. I mean, it took me
Because
11
you don't
months.
like and share enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's your fault.
It took me like 11 months to hit 500 and then another month to hit 6. It just, as more and more content comes out, and I hope to keep you guys entertained, that more and more join. Many
Because
of
he
you,
doesn't feature me enough.
well, many of you have a lot of HvZ experience. Is there any tips you would provide for nerfers wanting to go to HvZ events such as End War?
I have a big one. So, as a nerfer, primarily, believe it or not, this is my 4th HvZ event, but I do spend a lot of time, obviously, planning for SCNC stuff. So, nerfing is nerf-centric. Duh. HvZ is not. In HvZ, nerf is a means to an end. You don't even need nerf. You can use socks. And so, don't think about it too much. Keep it Keep it simple, stupid. So don't think about it too hard.
Yep.
Keep it stupid.
And hydrate. We had a couple of people that had to stop playing halfway through Saturday because they got too hot. You got to remember, a lot of these events, if they're taking place in the summer in a place that's going to be 80 degrees or more, you need to dress. There are people in long jackets, and that's just not going to work. You got to stay hydrated. You got to eat well. You don't want to eat too heavy or you throw up. You want to make sure you're not overloaded with stuff, but you also want to make sure that if it gets down to it, you got your gear. Daniel, you got any tips for people who want to do HvZ for the first time?
Don't be a hero. That's how you die.
Actually, yeah, big one right there.
Don't be a hero.
What if we wear a GoPro? Be a hero.
If you want good footage, do what this guy did. He was a hero,
I died a noble death.
and he died.
I
Okay? Ain't about that life anymore.
So can we tell the story of how he died, or should we go in chronological order?
We'll get there in a second.
Tell the story of how
Stay with your team. Don't split off from your
Yeah.
team. So, yeah, right?
What's up?
Any tips for people wanting
Okay,
to do HvZ?
tips for getting into HvZ from a mod member. Okay, there's a lot of stuff I say about humans versus zombies and nerfing, and the top one is like water. Cool. As a mod team member, build your loadout so that you can carry all your stuff. I'm a mod, not your mom. I am not janitorial staff. All right?
MOD.
If you put something down, you either get it back immediately or you expect to lose it.
Yeah,
all
don't
right?
bring it if you don't plan on carrying
Don't
it.
bring it if you can't carry it. Period.
Sage advice.
If you lose something, I will do what I can, but I don't have time to look for your ring, blaster, magazine. I don't have the time. I got a game to run, and you are not the only player.
Sounds like he's right.
I gotta find stuff to keep the game moving, not to make you happy.
Good job. Yeah.
Hashtag
So
savage.
that's all very legit advice for sure. As long as it's an honorable death. It was. I managed to get. I held up. I was the. Pardon the language here. I was the longest hair on the ass right there at the end of the mission while we were making a sprint. The zombies were trying their hardest to get out the last of the humans before they made it to the safe zone, and they got me because I left my flashlight in the car because I thought I'd go back for it. I did not, and so the dark. Everyone moved back, I got left in the dark, and I died in the dark. So what Aiden said, don't lose your group. Yeah. TK is my hero from N-War. Oh, dude. When I had to take a seat from the heat, he watched my 6 until I was good to go. Well, duh. SC&C rolls together.
That's right.
Randy, do not separate like Jackie and I did in Mission 3. Yep. MTB at Z-Town on Saturday, a guy was taken away in an ambulance from a collapsed lung. We didn't have any collapsed lungs at this one. I know we had a couple of like fall-related injuries. I think that was most of them were just fall-related injuries.
And not from zombie charges.
And not from zombie charges. Chicken, if you have time, can you look up Captain Xavier's Swarm Bolter? That's the thing I was running with. Is he gonna be okay? Probably. No one died. Shout out to Nick, LMSG, which, let's see, what would LMSG stand for? Little man, small gun. Nope. Like magnets suck, guys. I don't know. I'm running out of stuff.
For the reference,
LMSG.
all injuries were ruled in the end to be essentially superficial. Everyone's going to be A-okay.
Oh, it's Fangs. Okay, good. He'll be okay. So I'm assuming the FTL performed amazingly. It did, and we'll come back to that subject. That's why we roll with redundant equipment. That is good to an extent. Don't over redundancy, or don't do too much. And let's see.
Don't come into blaster check with like 10 things.
Oh
on you
God,
before
yeah.
you do it.
So I'm going to give the event, because we're going to just go ahead and wrap up that little segment of this, I will also give it a 7 for the same reason everyone else said. There were solid missions, solid mods. The planning was definitely there. The execution was on the field was fine. I think what lacked was the communication in the briefing room. I know Anna did her very best, but I know she got worn down by a billion questions. No, you cannot punch through a shield. Come on, guys. So, you know, fielding all those questions while honorable, I think really wore her down, and that was definitely showing at the end. That being said, everybody was running ragged, but putting on an event that big for that many people and being that active, everybody would. So,
What color is the manila folder?
what color is a manila folder? With 5-minute respawns, when do the zombies respawn? 5 minutes. Yeah. Did anyone run just a pistol?
Shoutouts to the kid with the Maverick.
Yes, and as with a pistol, probably with many pistols, yes. There was a guy who had 8 hammer shots.
My man Evan Noon.
Yeah, that's right. So, anyway, I think most of us here are giving it up between a 7 and a 9. Definitely a solid event. HvZ End War 2017 was great, and we are definitely looking forward to it. I would ask FDL, but we will post that in the comments later on. He can give his score there if he would like to, but he is driving. We will not distract him because he says 9 out of 10.
Because I was the third to last man standing.
Because he was the third to last man standing. Actually, and now that's a perfect segue into it. The last human standing in HvZ End War 2017 was David Sexton with his Discord, the dual inverted chaos with a hopper. And so that means SCNC took home the Holy Grail as the last man standing. We get to bring it home. And we are super proud of David Sexton for making it through.
It was especially funny because I didn't know where the pressure plate was.
Yeah. So, Carius was like on top of it. He definitely did a great job. And because of him, we had the last man standing, which as the SCNC, we were really hoping it would be one of us. And I'm glad to see it was one of the best of us.
At B-Dubs, we went to Buffalo Wild Wings afterwards, and we took the cup, the Holy Grail, and all of us signed it. And
Yep.
we also drank. What did we drink from it?
Like a limeade.
Oh.
Yeah.
So,
Randy, it was awesome meeting you too. Man.
yes, Randy, was awesome meeting you, man. Meeting your family. Watching the video of your daughter shoot you with an FDL2 was the highlight of our evening. That being said, the SCNC war chest / trophy cabinet is definitely going to need another shelf after 2017 End War. Along with the Grail, I took home the Most Tactical Human Award.
Most Valuable Human.
Most Valuable Brain, MVB, Most Valuable Brain. Even though I died at Mission 3, thank you to the SCNC for cheering super freaking loud, and for my hype man Chicken for selling me up to the crowd. It was really awesome, guys. It was super awesome. Let's see.
was really
Oh,
fun.
LMSG, Lego Minecraft Star Wars games. Well, there you go. That makes sense. I like all of those things.
The other award we brought home
Yeah, I was
was
gonna say, don't
Yep.
forget about
Oh
the
no,
other
we're
one.
getting to that.
was Best Blaster. You'll never guess what homemade blaster took home that.
That, guys, is Project FDL took home Best Weapon of End War 2017. So that is definitely a big feather in the cap for Project FDL and for the SCNC, as all of us have been
You got a
tagged
banner of that on the
repeatedly.
website,
Oh yeah. And I was running the FDL2. There were, according to FDL, there were 8 FDL2s at End War 2017.
They made an impact.
Which really, exactly, and when you're talking about best weapons, the Discord was also up there, and it was definitely a great blaster for End War and for HvZ in particular. But when you think about it, there's one Discord. There was one, of this guy's Strife. There was one of these, one of that. There were 8 FDLs. In terms of like how much of an impact a blaster can make, maybe not much, but a generation of blasters like the FDL2, it is like an epoch of blasters in and of itself. It's its own project that has spread and touched lots of different clubs, and when all of these big nerfers come together for an event, you see them bring their gear, and a lot of them brought FDL2s, and that was super awesome to meet all those people. So with the Holy Grail, the Most Valuable Brains, and the best weapon going into the SCNC trophy cabinet, we definitely are super happy with with the performance of everybody. The SCNC put up a huge team. Shout outs to Spam Squad and for Tag Squad, Sparkle Squad. For the namesake Spam, Chris Holly was awesome. I can't wait to show you guys the footage and the pictures. That guy ran in with a blaster in one hand and the SCNC banner in the other hand to the Human's Last Stand. He was standing there like a Space Marine from Warhammer 40K with just his flag and a blaster and just taking names and shutting down zombies. So
We did unfortunately lose the Best Team Award to the meme Ghosto Taco.
Made no
The
sense.
traitor Bobo. I think it's only because they had a better chant.
and a theme song. We really don't have one. Like, they sang their theme song a lot. So, yeah, maybe we just need to start working on a theme song. Perhaps if we knew someone who could educate us about music, that would be, do we know anybody?
I conducted row, row, row your boat so we could get across the moat.
Yep. Yep, yep. So, anyway, there is lots of footage between a lot of us that we are definitely going to be excited to digging into when we get back, editing it together, showing you guys. We really hope to see more SCNC because, guys, it was legit. At FoamCon, we had the flag. At the final stand briefings, having the SCNC together, cheering, having the flag, taking pictures, you know, and going out to dinner, seeing everybody. It was good.
God, dinner was great. I hope if you can like find any of Rob Lear's live streams from either on FAB Nerf or his page or Nerf Modders Welcome. Rob's posted some good stuff.
So, a question: when will Project FTL be open the shop again? Soon.
This week.
We've all been preparing for NWAR. FTL busted his butt all day, all the time this week, getting the blasters to pass the 130 FPS spec required for NWAR. And you know, with a blaster like that, that was no easy task. He managed to get all 8 of them converted back, like down to below 130, and then afterwards converting them back up. Like, the dedication of this guy, he was sitting in the back of the van, way back there, with a screwdriver in one hand, in a McDonald's parking lot when we ran into one of his customers, and we were able to, like, he put it all together, got it fixed, got the guy's blaster back up to normal performance before he hit the road back to Texas, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Texas, yeah.
Texas Thunderdome.
Texas Thunderdome, yeah, Lozzie. It was really cool. So he got them all put back together and set back up for everybody, and yeah, he was hustling. So I know he's had a lot of work leading up to NWAR, and I think everybody's going to need a good breather after NWAR to kind of catch our bearings, wash our clothes. I think we might not play zombies for a minute at SCNC.
This
Yeah.
week, though, not later than this week.
Yeah. Let's see. How long does your FTL have to be on low voltage, or how low does your FTL? It's not about voltage, it's about feet per second. Because the FTL does have an adjustable FPS or motor speed on it, it had to maintain under 130 and not be controlled over. So Jesse came up with a really great way in order to lock it in to make sure that they all performed no higher than 130 FPS, which was great because it was the only adjustable FPS blaster that was allowed in play at NWAR, and that was super awesome. Kudos for Jesse for such dedication to his customers. I'm gonna just, yeah, definitely on that one.
Thank you.
And hi, Chicken. When did you get there?
I've been here. So I'm just curious. So now, does anybody? We could go in chronological order and document all the missions, what happened. I don't really feel like doing that.
Especially as you're going to see lots of it in the footage in the coming weeks.
Does any? So, and I'd like to ask.
Hi,
us
Will.
In the van. Hi, Will. I'd like to ask those in the van. Anyone have any stories from NWAR they'd want to tell? Any stories that stood out to them? I can start unless you want to start.
Go for it.
Why am I so quiet? I'm the strong silent type. Thanks, Jesse. Chattanooga in Five Guys, and no, I did not go there. Sorry. Okay. We're going to McKay's.
Yeah.
So, what story should I share? So there's a lot of stories I could share. I think the one.
What's your personal NWAR highlight?
Okay. It'll be how I died. So I made it to the final mission. The final mission was we had to cross a moat and have a human on the pressure plate for like 20 minutes, continuous to win. That was our objective. And so I was somehow elected as leader of the humans, and our plan actually like worked. Like, it was functional. We were on the plate for like 2.5 minutes. That's almost 20 minutes, right? So we kind of won. And and so it was very intimidating. As you'll see from footage, it was so intimidating to see zombies just like screaming at us. And then right before it started, I was in the very front of the human line. And just getting to the boat was hard. Only like 2 groups made it across, and I was on the second one. And I made it across the moat. My EAT kept jamming. Actually, before I did cross the moat, I got tackled by a zombie, and I thought I was out, but it turns out Clint. And across the moat, your boat twice. And so, about to tear the boat on in one big wave on the boat. It was about 7 or 8 of us from the SCNC. Left allies ready to die gloriously, and I wish I could Like, imagine everyone's fantasy into a bunch of zombies. It was exactly like that perfectly. They kept coming at me until. Anyway, so we reconnected.
He was not given a shield. He earned it.
Yeah,
He did
They
earn
gave
it.
out shields based off zombie injuries, and while diving through some bushes, when I grabbed a guy's ankles, I caught myself on a stick, so they gave me a shield.
So that's how he got his shield. And as I was fending off a bunch of zombies, he came right at me in a slow, steady pace with the shield over his head. I think I fired one shot. He said he brought his shield up to deflect it.
Yeah.
And at that very moment, my blaster jammed. But even then, it was just to really kick me while I'm down. But it was the smoothest tag to hug I think possible.
It just melted into a hug.
And I was like, this is the perfect way to die. And and so I think that was one of the biggest highlights for me, is the way I died. It was perfect.
I'm glad it was one of us that took you out.
One of us.
Yeah, and it was a hug, and it was great. Daniel, what was the highlight of your end war?
Let's see. Actually, this is TK's channel, so seeing you do all that work, pretty much. You actually, yeah, so TK, he actually just took charge for like most of the, I guess, snack squad. Just like led us through, it's like doing like, mapping out the area, making sure that everybody was through, keeping tabs on everybody.
Radios.
Yes, maps, radios, and just, he was a great team leader. So, couldn't have anybody better.
If we find footage of my speech, I'll talk about all that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And Chicken gave a great speech about him. Aiden?
So, highlight of my end war experience was when Project FDL was running away from the killer bunny, and he slipped and fell on some gravel and broke the knobs on his FDL. So he had to borrow a blaster from Zach from Naptown Nerf. It was pretty funny.
Okay, so
Get wrecked, Jesse.
Savage.
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 So I'm gonna break the rule here and give 2 end war highlights because I did get to play. So mod highlight for me was actually getting to meet the team that I had spent months working on this game with, like face to face, because I was not a local moderator. Well, I grew up in Ohio. I've been in the southeast of South Carolina, so I got to drive up and meet these people face to face for the first time, and they were all just as awesome as I thought they were in design and planning and development, and in many cases even cooler. I definitely made some awesome new friends. They were super welcoming, and I can't wait to hopefully work with them again next year. As a player, my highlight was getting to meet up with my man Evan last year. I met him at HvZ. We rolled together because we both have very similar play styles. I went into mission 4, saved my mission group. I got them to safety, and then Scotty and I volunteered to go into the gorge and save the humans that got stuck down there. We got them out safely, and I lived. I went in with my man Evan and Scotty, saved a bunch of humans, felt like a hero, and kicked zombie ass.
Jackie?
All of it.
All of it.
All of it was it was my first time going, so there was a lot of people to learn names of and put faces with, people that I've met online. So.
All right, I'm gonna take a second to catch up on where we're at. Any questions? Anywhere is drivable if you try hard enough and believe in yourself. Damn it, Chris! Chris is always just like on point with that sage knowledge. Yes, you can drive. Is MIT close enough? Of course it is. So is Hawaii.
So it's Australia, apparently.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right? Look, we had guys from Australia fly in, we had guys from England fly in, we had people from California or whatever, a lot of people showed up. Let's see, questions. Oh my God, he isn't dabbing. I know.
Who said that?
That would
Dab on your highlights.
spam.
Nice.
Maybe he's growing up. Maybe it's making him matured.
You know what? I'm gonna reverse that. One of my highlights was getting to meet Chris.
Yep.
Getting to meet Chris. He's an absolute pleasure.
Yes.
I had a great time.
Chris
Thank
is...
you again, Chris. You're amazing.
Yeah, Chris is like a beating heart of the SCNC. I mean, he ran with our flag in there. I didn't. I wanted to be a Zambi. I wanted to tag people. I wanted to dive, dip, dodge, duck, dive, and dodge. And I did.
You didn't tag me.
Okay,
Rubbed that
I
in
was... My...
several times.
My mission was to tag out Project FDL. I did not. I don't know. I didn't check behind all the trees and in all the bushes to see where he was hiding in the final stand. I'm just kidding. I was all over the place. Like my footage, you could probably put the Benny Hill song to it. I was just like all over the place.
We could try that.
And I might actually have to try that. Is that like copyright claimed? Is it old enough yet?
We'll find out.
I don't know. We'll find out because I really want to do that. It was great.
Going off what Jackie said, spam was the whole reason I was able to play, because I bought some Raytheon darts, and Raytheons in the SCNC are wonderful. They're not like full vinyl jacket. They're not hard. They're decently soft. But Ma took one look at them and said, nah. But spam got 2,000 darts for $90. He was like, take them, please, my man. And he gave me some awesome apple juice too. Like, I can't
Juice box.
in a juice box. I can't complain.
Fine. Valid point, MTB. Benny Hill is done to death. I don't know. Could I just make like a loop of like that scene from X-Men Last Stand? I'm the Juggernaut, bitch. Because that just kind of felt like they're just chugging along and just going.
Steven has a very amusing and intimidating walking stance when he's zombies. Like,
yeah, I really enjoyed it.
On the final day when we were humans do zombies and we had bottles for breakfast, we saw a human at a gas station. Steven's in the back.
Still reconnecting. How long is this stream gonna be? 5 more minutes or less. I'm gonna give one last quick shout out to my friend Aaron from the SCNC.
Yep.
That guy was like hardcore MVP material. Like during mission 3, which is what I'm gonna consider the highlight, because I was in the back where, you know, Daniel said don't be a hero. I wasn't paying attention. Yeah.
We cowered it out. Steven's like, huh?
Aaron, like every time I would be like there with the MSN, and he was just like tanking along with that giant blaster. His shots were on point. He just, and like he stuck to me like glue. Thankfully not too badly, because if he'd stuck to me at the end, he would have died. So good on you guys for not doing that. But I wanted to give a quick shout out to that. Mission 3, while it wasn't supposed to be a night mission, made it all the scarier. It was like literally an hour and a half of non-stop contact with zombies, reloading magazines. Unfortunately, I'm not gonna have great footage of it because it was dark. Even getting tagged out, you know, I've been kicking myself. I probably still will for a few more months, but you know what? I died doing what I do, and I enjoyed it. So yeah, I could go on all day about all the great things everybody did, you know, who took on a lot of responsibility and ran a lot of stuff, and who was just completely solid. And there's everybody in the SCNC. Everybody who showed up from the SCNC was the best of the best, and I would run with all of them again, and I hope to again at Endwar 2018.
Wherever that is.
But it is 12:34. We're all getting hungry, and Daniel's got his stoic hungry face. There's a Zaxby's within 20 minutes.
Is there Zaxby's?
So we're gonna go ahead and wrap this up, guys. This is TK1138, Tac Squad, Sparkle Squad, The Flying Chicken, Snack Squad 2017. Thank you guys very much.